Hello everyone, today we have a wonderful story about the village and a secret teacher that will definitely make you laugh. You think I'd buy that? Those teachers before you had way more creative escape stories. Think that the village chief wouldn't budge, the woman sighed in defeat. Looks like she'll have to use her own tricks to slip away. The next day, she climbed over mountains to sneak out, only to be blocked by a river. Talk about a plot twist. She tried to paddle across on a rickety raft, but couldn't even lift it. Tears started flowing like a sad cartoon. The village chief asked why she cried. She wanted to flee but found nowhere to go, so fake submission. So she agreed to stay and teach the kids, thinking, let's first teach them how to call for help. The chief said no teacher for months, she thought, or I'll keep escaping. She started her teaching career as teacher's eye, thinking, this should be much easier than escaping. Kids all greeted her at once, except for one mischievous kid who looked like trouble. The kid blurted out that she wanted to escape, and the classroom turned into a spontaneous comedy show. Just as everyone was stunned, the village chief burst in, scolding the kid for being so disrespectful. The village chief declared that having the teacher in class was heroic, and if the kid kept misbehaving, he'd end up like a weed forgotten. The chief snatched the bamboo cage from the kid, ready to put on a real-life wild family episode. The kid shouted, "Hey, there's a turtle in there. That's for you, son, to eat." The village chief froze mid-motion, his anger deflating. Looks like the kid has some charm after all. Seeing this, teacher's eye couldn't help but cry on the desk, truly a heartbreaking moment. As she turned, she was blocked at the door, and the chief made the kid apologize, offering the turtle as an apology. The chief mentioned, actually, the kid really likes you, you know. Last night, he went fishing for you, and got his feet all scraped up. What a dedicated little helper. Seeing the wound in the kid's foot, teacher's eyes' grievances melted away. There's warmth here after all. The chief said to the kid, every teacher deserves respect, but make sure you don't flunk out. The kid thought for a second and blurted, teacher's eye is getting prettier, but our chief is getting uglier. Laughter rang out in the classroom, and teacher's eye finally broke into the first smile since her escape. She returned to the stage, teaching kids little grass lively atmosphere. The kids' voices echoed in the humble classroom, while the village chief smiled, basking in the joy. To keep things on track, the chief decided to have teacher's eye stay at the kids' home. What a savvy move. He not only had the village's best cook prepare meals, but gathered all meat and veggies. Teacher's eye was blissfully unaware until lunch when the kids were munching on their dry wo too. But the kid brought her shiny white rice and cured meat. The other kids looked at it like it was a miracle meal. Seeing this, she decided to share, only to find they were scared of getting chewed out by their dads. How hilarious. After some digging, she learned this was the chief's unwritten rule while things just got serious. So she rushed to find the chief to lift the rule, only to find him wrestling a little calf. Two villagers came down the mountain, looking fresh beef, and teacher's eye couldn't help but be curious. But she kept quiet, trailing behind them as the trail was slick as ice. Soon she was panting, while the chief kept striding up like a superhero. At the top, she was greeted by vast fields of corn. Looks like they needed all that food. Sitting side by side, she asked why the little cow was there, and the chief began spinning a tale. In a village where they struggled with tragedy, teacher's eye became their hope, and the chief only had the best intentions. Even if the whole village was stuck on dry rations, he ensured the teacher had good meals. What heartfelt care. After all, he didn't want the kids to end up like those cows, stuck up there for life. He even at times wanted to kneel down before the teacher, pleading with her not to leave these poor little darlings. These words deeply moved teacher's eye, who never expected that she would become the village's savior. She realized how significant teacher was in this mountain village, fully dedicating herself to the kids. But it wasn't long before, one lunch, a stranger's appearance shattered the tranquility. The man recognized her immediately, tentatively calling out her name, sending shockwaves through teacher's eye. But she stuttered in reply, fleeing in embarrassment like something straight out of a drama. The man chased after her, and the village chief rushed to intervene, about to play the role of hero. But in a surprising twist, he tackled the man to the ground, leaving everyone wondering what would happen next.